we're back. It's Monday, and I decided to make a video this week. Like, last week got by me, and I didn't really film anything. I may throw a few clips in, like right now.
I've been all in my bag, you been all in my business. You be all in your feelings. I've been all in them trenches. I've been all in my bag.
Alright guys, so we have this exhaust right here. It's actually pretty nice. There's nothing really wrong with it. It's just like really heavy. And he got a new Tomei exhaust. He's gonna rev it for us and show us what it sounds like. I mean, Supras just sound good in general, so. Yeah, dude, this thing is super awesome. Right on. Figured I'd throw those clips in there. Anyway, we're back this week, and I really need to finish my customer's car here with the 240SX with the RB25. I finished his downpipe, and that was really challenging because there's just not a lot of room. And I just need to finish the charge pipe, the oil drain line, and basically just check everything over and get it ready to go on the dyno. I think I got a new wideband going in as well. Yeah, and that's about it. I'm pretty excited to see what it'll make because on the stock turbo, we never made much more than 200 horsepower because every time we started going into the teens and boost, it would just blow the turbo up. So I'm pretty confident that even this basic $100 eBay turbo won't blow up. So we're gonna go ahead and finish the plumbing on this. I showed you guys a little bit of it in another video. I just gotta finish the plumbing on it really quick and then we can get it onto the dyno. So, okay, so I've got the turbo cover pulled off and I tapped a little hole in the front of it for boost reference, and then I'm welding on a 90-degree bend so that I can fit the charge pipe on in the right angle. It's kind of a tight fit, so this worked a little easier than doing a coupler. So we'll get that cleaned up, put it back on the car, and add our boost fitting right here. And that's pretty much it for that. And then I gotta modify his boost pipe so that it fits back down to the intercooler and retains the blow-off valve. So we're gonna do that piece right now. Okay, a couple hours of fabrication, and I've got the turbo, the blow-off valve, and I just kind of re-welded his old piping up, so, you know, good enough to fit down here. Got it all clamped up. I also added a bead roll on this end, so that way it, you know, will never pop off while he's driving, because there's nothing worse than boost leaks. I'll probably give him a recommendation to switch out these worm clamps for like the little bit better style clamps. But yeah, all in all, it looks pretty good. His oil line kind of goes through the manifold here, so I've got it bracketed off the side of the cylinder head so that way it stays off all the hot stuff. Yeah, I mean, we're about ready to go. I gotta run the lines for his wastegate from this little port here back to the boost inlet for the wastegate, and that's about it. And check the oil and fluids and whatnot, and then I can probably try to start this thing back up. So okay, I think we just about got this all sorted out. We got the oil drain line and pressure line, got the blow-off valve kind of fitted in, the boost pipe's done, and I guess we should pop this off to get it started. But I got the coolant in here ready to bleed, and we're gonna go ahead and do first startup right now and see what it sounds like. Should sound a little bit different with the bigger turbo because a little more exhaust comes through, you know? All right, let's fire this thing up right now. ahead and made the first dyno pulls on 5.8 pounds, about 6 pounds. Made 213, I believe. I don't have the cursor there, but I can move it over. And it looks like maybe 190 foot-pounds of torque. Not bad, 190 and 213. So I think we'll go ahead and put the boost controller in because it's a RB25. It can obviously handle more power than that, even on the stock injector. So let's see if we can get this thing up to like, 10 pounds at least and see what we get there. But man, this thing's finally running pretty good and it sounds amazing with the bigger turbo. So do me a favor really quick and start it so they can hear what happened. Basically, we were testing the boost controller and it spiked to about 15, which is fine. But once it came back down, it sounded like this. Can you guys hear the misfire? Watch, listen. It makes no change when we unplug coil 2. Alright, shut up. So basically what that means is coil 2, it died. We switched coil 2 from cylinder 3 to 2. Cylinder 3 was dead at first, but then, I mean, it's bad that its coil's dead and we can't really turn it up anymore today until he gets a new coil. But it's good because a lot of times when that happens, it means you're down a cylinder, and that is so much worse. So no big deal. We'll get some new coils. It's like a win-win, and then we'll turn the boost up next time.
I think it was 193.2 or something, yeah, or 0.1.
Just for curiosity, I'm gonna make one more pull and see how it does at like 1260, just to see.
Yeah.
And if it's pretty similar, we'll leave it there for safety and it'll be solid.
Yeah, that's real smooth.
All right, that's pretty good. We ended up leaving it 191. I left it just a little richer because, like it's about to be super hot in Texas. I want to make sure it's, got a little bit of cylinder cooling with the fuel. So I'm really, really happy with that. I know there's a little bit more we can squeeze out of it. This car, if you got a big Honda motor, it's kind of fun to do the all motor thing. I generally like to turbo everything, but sometimes all motor's fun. I think on this kind of a car, a little bit bigger injector, some ethanol, and a set of cams, it's a pretty potent setup. I mean, you can beat a lot of cars with maybe 220 to 240 horsepower. I mean, you can beat a lot of cars all motor like that. So, good job, buddy. This is one of your best ones yet. So, clean little CB7 with the nice Type R type wheels. Fresh little H22, totally sleeper. Looks like you're just gonna go get some groceries, little old lady style, and then you'll be smashing on fools. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Okay, we're back. It's almost the end of the week, and I figured we would do one more funny dyno test. This one brings us back to the title of the video, trying the dyno for the slowest or lowest horsepower ever on the dyno. And it's pretty much an exaggeration because I don't actually think Ravens Del Sol will be the lowest horsepower we've ever had. But when I drive this thing, it seriously feels like, it feels like it can't get out of its own way. I'm scared every time I see a Prius pull up next to us. So, I don't know. We're going to give it an old dyno run on the computer that it's on right now and see what it's making. And then see if I can do any better with a Neptune computer that we just bought so we can actually do some calibration. So, I don't know if we'll get into a lot of tuning today, but at least we can see how slow this horsepower is. And then we'll quickly go from the lowest to something decent real quick because obviously Hondas are really easy to make power on. Okay, let's do this dyno. Okay, that was pretty horrible. I think he has mechanical issues as well because there's a little bit of like black smoke at the end, like a horrible misfire somewhere in there. But it made about 81 foot-pounds and 75 or 80 horsepower. A little inconsistent. It was like 75 on one and 80 something on the other. But yeah, that's a pretty horrible starting point, but that's where we're starting. So stay tuned if you like Del Sols. We're about to make this thing like at least a little faster, because it's not really fun to drive at 80 horsepower. So, woo! These cars are pretty fun to drive though. Okay, one thing I noticed right off the bat was when I locked the timing at 16 degrees, the car ran substantially different, and it should be idling at around 16 degrees if it was timed correctly. So obviously the car's off time. So we're gonna check that really quick in the Del Sol. And I don't know, probably just get it driving on the base map because I don't have too much more time today. And then we can kind of go from there. 9 degrees. It's locked at 16 on the computer, which means that we're off by 7 degrees. That's a lot. No wonder this car runs horrible. Okay, so I was gonna show you something. We got done with Raven's car and we put the anti-lag on it, like super aggressive. And we're able to get that little 80 horsepower, super low compression motor to put a little bit of backfire and flames out. And I thought it was so funny because 80 horsepower, but flames. I'll show you guys, hold on. Okay, that's pretty hilarious. Alright, that's about it for today. I'll see you guys tomorrow. We're gonna tune an Acura Integra, turn this boost like all the way up and see what it'll make. Alright guys, we got one more car for the video, and it is, ta-da! Acura Integra. This one has a B18 VTEC. Is it GSR or B16 head?
GSR.
GSR head and sort of low compression pistons, like
Yeah,
the old school.
8.5 to 1.
Yeah, super low. So it's a really good opportunity for us to try, you know, turning the boost all the way up. So yeah, we're gonna get this thing sorted out on the base map and then just rail it all the way till we either run out of fuel or it won't make any more boost. Since the motor's built strong enough to handle way more than the power that the turbo will actually produce. So. Alright, this should be pretty good. Let's get going on this thing. Oh yeah, one more thing I was going to say about this car is on Yari's RSX, we put that EM USA T3 T4, which is the one that I typically buy, that turbocharger. This is their newer one that has the billet front wheel. And I mean, we won't really have a back-to-back comparison with a non-billet one, but it will be kind of interesting to see if it either A, can hit a higher pressure ratio, like more boost level, or if it just makes really good power. I mean, we'll kind of know. So. Alright, well we got done. It made 310 horsepower, but it was spiking to 27 pounds and falling off to like almost 15. So there's a boost leak. We can get to full pressure and it's pushing off. So he's gonna go through all his connections and then we'll see him back in like a few days to a week. But it's pretty cool to know that we hit boost cut at 30 one time. So this little eBay turbo will definitely do 30 pounds of boost, in case you guys are curious. And I kind of have a feeling it'll do more. I bet it'll do 30, 35. So it'll be interesting to see him back on the channel, but this was kind of a fun week. We got to see like the lowest horsepower Del Sol ever, and now like a decently high boost number, you know, on this Integra. It made 310 at like 20 pounds of boost, and we couldn't get the boost to hold long enough to make much more than that. So that's about it for the week. I'll see you guys in the next video.